And alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond YouTube channel. Man, this feels good guys. Change of scenery, we're in a tank top. What is going on? It's getting warm out guys. It is June now, let's go. To explain the setup real quick guys, we are in the process of moving. I'm going to bring you guys all to the condo. My family's actually moving, but I plan to move up to my own place around that same time. But anyways, the stagers came, so new lamps, new little things like that, but it's the same old David guys. We're going to crank it. We still have the tea. It's the same old David. Let's get it going. So, anyways, with that said, guys, welcome to this video. In this one, guys, we're going to be speaking of how to win any argument. Okay, now before we do, guys, I just want to quickly say I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and maybe just because of the recent events that's been going on, which, you know, I don't want to talk about in this video, but I appreciate you guys, and I've had a few days to really just think collectively as the family we've built, and I want to keep that going, so thank you guys so much. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are all doing, you know, you're doing good, and together let's keep moving forward. So with that said guys, how to win any argument. Now, a couple videos back, one of you guys as the subscribers, you mentioned one of these books. It was by Dale Carnegie. I believe it was How to Win Friends and Influence People. And fun fact, that was actually the book that convinced my dad to have kids, so I'm alive because of that book, which I find really interesting. So I didn't read the entire book myself, but one thing he quoted, he said, I can't remember exactly what the video was, but he said, David, the best way to win an argument is to have no argument at all. And I believe that was cited from the book. So that really got me thinking, and that's the basis of this video, you know. And I believe he titled one more thing. It was that, but it was also, I think it was a different guy, said, David, what's your take on being passive in order to use that energy towards attaining your goals? And man, I thought about that. I guess that quote from the book, that segment, for days, for literally 3 days straight. In fact, I even did Google searches to find if there was a definition on that way of being, which is essentially almost being passive or avoiding arguments or conflicts simply to just utilize that energy and diverting that, almost like sexual transmutation, to your goals. Because I had been doing this my entire life, okay? Now, for me, guys, growing up, for whatever reason, I guess because maybe I'm more introverted or just, you know, I don't really necessarily like to put a label on it, but I would always really avoid conflict. And now there's one hand of the coin, which could be, oh, David, you're just a little bitch, you're a little passive this, bada boom. But it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Even when I could, let's say, win the argument or, I don't know, succeed at what I was trying to argue, you know, it really doesn't matter. I would really just avoid it. Like, there was almost even the most simplistic, mundane things where it's like you guys are having a debate, maybe, or you're saying, you know, what thing is better, what thing is this. A lot of times, and even out to this day, I just don't put in my input. And that really got me thinking, and for so many years of my life, I should make sure it's recording. I really beat myself up because I thought that, you know, I guess every single time I had to have an input or I had to have my own opinion and I had to assert myself. But for so many years, I didn't feel like I needed to. I felt like there was no point. Why would we argue? Why would I even put in my energy? And the reason, now looking at it, that I did that is simply because I understood at a very early age subconsciously to somehow absorb and just capitalize all of that energy and divert it into more productive things that I knew I had full control over. Does that make sense? It's like when you argue with a friend or you're having a debate as far as like, oh, this food's better, no, this hockey team's better. There's no end destination. There's no goal. No one wins. And I think maybe I just understood that. So to bring it full circle to you guys, how to win any argument is by having no arguments. Does that make sense? You know, 90% of the times that we have these banters, it's useless. There is no point. It's frivolous. And I just see so many people spending hours seemingly having these arguments that go nowhere. There's no objective, right? What food's the best? Oh, hot dogs or burgers. What sport team is the best? This guy's this guy's this. I always have to have my say. Dude, there's just, maybe if that's for you guys, that's perfectly fine, but apply this in any area of your life. I would argue that 90% of times, not only is it a waste of time, but there is no resolve. And maybe I just understood this from a very early age. So it seemed like, from the outside, maybe I just didn't have a voice. Maybe I was opinionless. Like David, what do you think? What is the best? Yada. And I'd be like, that doesn't matter. Right? So maybe if you guys are dealing with this, it seems like you're just being a passive little bitch or this or whatever your friends may be saying. I would argue it's because you're just utilizing that energy to divert it to a later time. It's almost like hibernating. You're literally like growing, you're building, you're cultivating. Because when the time comes, you understand you have that abundance of energy. You can then argue. Does that make sense? And so when the subscriber, whoever you were, you quoted that passage from the book, it really hit home to me. And I almost felt like, shit, maybe I am normal. Because for even up to this day, like, it's weird, man. I'll be with people and it's just, it almost seems like there's, do you guys understand? Like, there's like no point. Like, it's frivolous. Like, there's no point. I would rather divert it to things like this, where I know there is an end destination. Do you understand? I know there's an end goal. I want to complete this video. I want to empower. I want to share a message. You think the camera talks back? I don't argue with the camera. So that's it, guys. The best way to win an argument is by having no arguments. Because to have no arguments, you've already won. But just seemingly in that moment, you may have lost. Does that make sense? So if you can get past that little ego trip and let it breed full circle, and I'll finish it here, guys, and let your achievements speak. Okay? This is kind of going off on a tangent, but like, I'll work out with people or I'll be with individuals or maybe continuously just talking. And I've really been thinking, guys, and maybe this sounds like super commonplace, but you don't need to say anything to achieve things. Think about that. If you've achieved an amazing physique, or an amazing business, or an amazing relationship, literally, you don't have to say anything. You don't. What would you say? You've done it. So you guys are kind of catching the flow? Just do, action, achieve. You don't need to speak. You don't need to argue. You don't need to banter. Save it. Transmutate it. Right? This is how I've lived my life for many, many years, and I felt very bad about it because it seemed like I didn't have a voice. But anyways, this was a really good video. I really enjoyed this because I really hope this can help you guys, and I know it will because there's so many of you guys out there that are like-minded. All of us, we're like a family, right? So anyways, that is it, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the guy who wrote that passage. I appreciate you, man. And I'll finish it here on the plugs, guys. By the time you're watching this, the workshop of June is already going strong. We're in it. If you guys would like, you can enroll for the next workshop coming up of July. It's a 1-month entire workshop, guys, that includes 4 one-hour live stream coaching calls with me and the other group of men around you. Okay, there's a private Facebook group and everything. First link down below. There's also coaching, guys, if you'd like to work with me just one-on-one without the 15 to 20 other guys. And there is the self-development course, which is an automated 4-hour-long course that improving everything on your health, relationships, finding your passion, serving to the world, guys. When I say that, I don't just say that to say it. We talk everything. You guys are gonna keep in mind my first business. I'm a personal trainer. We speak of everything on fitness, nutrition, intermittent fasting, no fat, meditation, all the way to maximizing your masculinity to find relationships, to finding your passion and turning that into a business. Each of the rungs. So if you're interested, guys, and you want to completely change your lives and become fully self-developed men, I would strongly recommend it. If not, though, you guys have these videos, and I appreciate you and love you nonetheless. All right, we're a tribe, we're a family again, guys. I hope all of you guys are doing well, and together, guys, we're just going to continue moving forward and just crushing life, okay? The best you can, the best I can. You guys help me out so much, as I hope to help you guys out. So it's a synergistic, symbiotic relationship. Learn that in biology. I believe that's what it is. That's it, guys. Thanks so much. Till next time. Peace.